I'm here with Stephen Boll, who is from Copper Biological Systems. Obviously the producer of some of these beneficial that we see, as well as pollinators. So what can you tell me about your products and why they contribute to greenhouse sustainability?
Well, we produce a whole range of products which can be used either for pollination. So when we talk about the bumblebees here, they are used for pollination. In the past, the growers had to spray with hormones to get the tomatoes on and later tap them. But now the bumblebees do that for them. So it's clean, they're working all day long. And then we have a whole range of beneficial insects and predators, mites, wasps.
So you have reduced labor because you're not applying the chemicals, you're not pollinating.
Exactly.
But then you also have reduced chemical usage.
Reduced chemical usage, which we talk now about tomatoes, we talk about something you could eat, and then it's important that there are no residues on it. But we also find, for instance, when we talk about floriculture, our products are also used. And then we see another very big advantage, and then when you don't have to spray so much anymore, you see much higher productions, because we say every spray costs maybe 10% or 5% production. And when you don't have to spray so much anymore, we see much better growth of a plant.
Okay.
And you get more production. So it's also for the profitability of the grower, it's beneficial.
It seems like for a lot of growers, at least in the States, there's a bit of a hurdle to overcome when applying biological control. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not a hurdle, but a barrier in their own mind.
Yeah.
How might you address that to a grower who's considering it, and maybe how to overcome some of those challenges, whether they're real or perceived?
I think the biggest hurdle to overcome is to make sure that you visit the grower all the time, and you can help him see what's going on, because it's a lot of psychological fear about if I don't spray anymore, then the pest will go out of control. But yeah, seeing is believing. So doing it and showing it to the grower that it works, I think that's in the end that's the best way.
Now you have some examples of some products here.
Yeah.
Can you talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it. Here we have some cards. These little cards contain these yellow and black speckles, and they are parasitized whitefly pupae.
Okay.
So it's the same what happens in the crop. So we stick about 60 of those pupae on a card, we glue them on it, and the grower can just hang it in the crop like this. And then over a period of time, little wasps emerge. They start searching the crop. They look for whitefly pupae and they lay an egg on it, and then it will turn either black or yellow depending on the species of parasite. This is Encarsia formosa and Eretmostus auremicus, two species where there are no common names for, which parasitize whitefly.
Okay.
And in this little box, we call it an introduction box. It contains little mirrored box. They're a predator of a wide range of pests.
Okay.
So they eat whitefly, but they also eat spider mites, aphids, or for instance, which is a common pest in the summertime, caterpillars. This is actually the most, the best product for a grower. They also always want something that eats everything.
Right.
Well, it's getting close to it.
As you can get. Okay.
So.
I also wanted to ask you about efforts that you say are underway to develop a biological control for pests that might be in the media.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, well, since the last few years, Koppert is also working on a new way to also do not only biological control above the ground, but also underneath the ground,
okay,
or in the substrate, in the rock wool substrate. And normally when you grow in the soil, there are all sort of beneficial insects around the root zone. There are fungi, there are also all sort of microbes, bacteria, flagellates, nematodes, you name it, and they're all playing a role in the root zone. But when the growers started to grow not in the soil anymore, but in rock wool, there was a total different concept. We thought we have to keep it totally clean, then we have no pests and diseases in the root zone. But it seems that when you keep it almost clean, that the few fungi that get in there, they're always very pathogenic,
okay,
and they can attack the roots. So now we are restoring the life around the root zone, and to make the plant less vulnerable for pathogens, for fungi attacking it or for bacteria. And so what we're doing is not really applying fungi to the root zone or bacteria. No, we are applying the food for these fungi
Okay.
to grow on.
The
And we measure
beneficial
it.
fungi, basically.
Huh?
The beneficial fungi.
The beneficial fungi,
Okay.
yes. So we have some products also fungi we apply, but more we stimulate the natural activity in the root zone.